Now we'll take a look at a few improvements that have been made to the Select Subject command. And so here I am looking at a few puffins that I captured in Iceland. This happens to be a Camera Raw smart object. And so notice here in the Layers panel, if I double click on the Layers thumbnail, then I open the original image inside Camera Raw. Now, I captured this image with a 200mm lens, so I'm pretty far away, which is why I'll go ahead and cancel out. I ultimately cropped the image inside Photoshop, which used to throw the Select Subject command a curve. So for the sake of demonstration, here I am inside Photoshop CC 2019. And so I'll go up to the Select menu and choose Subject. And notice after Photoshop spends a few moments trying to read the image, that it does a remarkably poor job of selecting the subject of the photograph. As you can see here, represented by the marching ants, Photoshop is selecting very nearly the entire image. Compare that to the way things work inside Photoshop 2020. So we're looking at the very same image with that Camera Raw smart object, and yet if I return to the Select menu and choose Subject, this time Photoshop more or less accurately identifies the puffins. All right, I'm going to go ahead and deselect that image by pressing Control-D or Command-D on the Mac. And then, armed with my rectangular marquee tool, I'll right-click inside the image window and choose Rasterize Smart Object. So I can show you another new behavior. Notice now that I have a pixel-based image layer here inside the Layers panel, so it's no longer a Camera Raw Smart Object. I can go up to the Window menu and choose the Properties command, which brings up an improved version of the Properties panel. I'll go ahead and drag the bottom edge down so that we can see these two buttons right here. And so anytime you have an independent pixel-based layer, you will see these buttons. The second one, Select Subject, just goes ahead and invokes the Select Subject command. All right, so I'll press Control-D or Command-D on the Mac to deselect the image. This first button right here, Remove Background, not only invokes Select Subject, but it also automatically converts the selection to a layer mask, as we're seeing here. Now, that may not be the best layer mask on the face of the planet, which is why with the layer mask selected here inside the Layers panel, you can refine it by clicking on the Select and Mask button in order to bring up the Select and Mask workspace. And those are a couple of improvements that have been made to the Select Subject command here inside Photoshop 2020.